Alright, hello guys. Today we'll be learning how to solve an absolute value equation. So we have 5 steps that we use when we want to solve an absolute value equation. And these are written here. And the first step is isolate the absolute value expression. The next step is to split the absolute value into two. Make sure one is negative and one is positive. And we'll get to what that means later. Remove the absolute value symbols. Solve for the variable in both equations, and then take the solutions from the solution set, substitute, and check. So today we're going to be using the equation 2x plus 7 plus 3 equals 21. Notice these two symbols here. These two symbols signify absolute value. So let's go over here and start. The first step is to isolate the absolute value expression. So we have our equation 2x plus 7 plus 3 equals 21. So we have to remove 3 from both sides. When we subtract 3 from both sides, we get 2 times the absolute value of x plus 7 equals 18. Now we can divide by 2. Now we have the equation, the absolute value of x plus 7 equals 9. We've successfully completed the first step. Now we have to figure out what step 2 is. Step 2 is to split the absolute value into 2. Make sure one is negative and one is positive. Now what does that mean? One of our equations is going to have the 9 as positive, and one of the equations is going to have the 9 as negative. We split into 2, and we get the two equations of x plus 7 equals 9 and x plus 7 equals negative 9. Our red equation is going to give us one solution, and our green equation is going to give us another solution. Now, we can subtract 7 from each of these equations and subtract 7 on both sides to isolate x. This gives us x equals 2 and x equals negative 16. Now we have our two solutions. We can write that as this. These are our two solutions. Notice how the 2 is in red and it comes from the red equation. And the green 16 comes from the green equation. Now what's our next step? We remove the absolute value symbols after we split the absolute value into 2, and we did that after we isolated the absolute value expression. Then we solve for the variable in both equations. Now we take the solutions from the solution set, substitute, and check. First, let's use our red equation. When we plug 2 in as x, we get the equation 2 times the absolute value of 2 plus 7 plus 3 equals 21. We can solve. Subtract 3 from both sides. Sorry, we don't do that yet. Actually, we have to add our absolute value together first, which gives us 2 times the absolute value of 9 plus 3 equals 21. This is the same thing as 2 times 9 plus 3 equals 21, because the absolute value of 9 is just 9. Now we have the equation 18 plus 3 equals 21, which simplifies to 21 equals 21. Since this is true, we know that 2 is a good solution and is correct. Now, our other solution is negative 16, so why don't we plug this in? We now have the equation 2 times the absolute value of negative 16 plus 7 plus 3 equals 21. We can add the two numbers inside of the absolute value signs together, which gives us 2 times the absolute value of negative 9 plus 3 equals 21. Now, we know that the absolute value of negative 9 is 9 because negative 9 is 9 places away from 0 on the number line. This gives us 2 times 9 plus 3 equals 21, or when we simplify, 18 plus 3 equals 21. This simplifies to 21 equals 21, and this is true. Now that we've checked our solution, we know that x in this equation is equal to 2 and x is equal to negative 16, either or. Thanks for watching.